we appear to be on the air. How's everybody doing? Thank you for being here live and in person, and all of the folks out there in the ether, in Cyberland, thank you for streaming. Streamweavers. Gary Wright, rest in peace. Webb Welder reporting for duty. The Mucky Duck on a Friday night in Houston, Texas. So the on-air, this is big time, this is pro, y'all. The on-air light is on, so I'm gonna assume that means I can render. I just had to laugh to keep from crying. My heart stopped, I almost dropped. But when you laid the news on me, I just had to run to keep from crawling at your feet, begging, darling, pleading. Oh, don't take that thing from me. What'll I do now? Won't you tell me, please? It's hard to know where I stand. When I'm down here on my knees, I just had to smile to keep from frowning. A happy clown, inside I'm down. Ever since you said we're through, I just had to ask to keep from wandering. The mystery was fogging me. Like a fool, I played the sleuth. What'll I do now? Won't you tell me, please? It's hard to know where I stand. When I'm down here on my knees, I just had to laugh to keep from crying. My heart stopped, I almost dropped. When you laid the news on me, I just had to swim to keep from drowning. A swollen stream of tears and dreams, like water turning blue. What'll I do now? Oh, won't you tell me, please? It's hard to know where I stand. Hard to know where I stand. Hard to know where I stand. But when I'm down here on my knees, I could sit on a dime and swing my feet. Woo! Thank you very much. I was in Baton Rouge last night, and I had to stop and take a picture of a sign that said Webb's Barbershop. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw it. It just looked like a branch office or something to me. But you know what? I didn't stop for the Louisiana snowball stand. And I didn't know until recently that's a different thing than a snow cone. Snow cones are great. I think the Broadway Mart Shopping Center snow cone stand in Hattiesburg, Mississippi is still there. But apparently, at least in New Orleans, I don't know about Louisiana in general, Houston being the biggest town in Louisiana, y'all ought to know, they would put like pet milk or something in there, right? And like, wow, kick it up a notch, you know? That's a snowball, y'all. I've been doing this song so long, I feel like I wrote it, but I really didn't. Steve Earle wrote it. It's a great song. We recorded it live at the Exit Inn in Nashville in like 1986. And because I'm 1,000 years old, just to get that over with. We'll be back there with the White Animals Vandy Homecoming Weekend. I think that's November 3rd or 4th. Anyway, it's called The Devil's Right Hand. About the time that Daddy left to fight the Great War, I saw my first pistol in the general store. When I was 13, thought it was the finest thing I ever had seen. Asked if I could have one someday when I grew up. Mama dropped a dozen eggs, she really blew up, really blew up. She didn't understand. Mama says a pistol is the devil's right hand, the devil's right hand, the devil's right hand. Mama says a pistol is the devil's right hand. My first pistol was a cap and ball Colt. It shoots as fast as lightning, it loads a mite slow, loads a mite slow. Soon I found out it'll get you into trouble, but it can't get you out. About a year later, bought a Colt 45. They called it Peacemaker, I never knew why, never knew why. I didn't understand. Mama says a pistol is the devil's right hand, the devil's right hand, the devil's right hand. Mama says a pistol is the devil's right hand. I got into a car game in a company town. I caught a miner cheating, I shot the dog down, shot the dog down. Watched the man fall, never touched his horse and never had a chance to draw. The trial was in the morning, they drugged me out of bed. They asked me how I pleaded, not guilty I said, not guilty I said. You got the wrong man, nothing touched the trigger but the devil's right hand. Devil's right hand, the devil's right hand. Mama says a pistol is the devil's right hand, the devil's right hand, the devil's right hand. Mama says a pistol is the devil's right hand. Thank you so much. I'm really glad to be here. I haven't been here since before what Joe Ely called the pandemic, very aptly. So it's great to be back. And we planned the release of our album not knowing there would be a worldwide plague. So it came out, the last album, April 20th, April of 2020. You know, not a good time to do it. And sold dozens of copies just the same. And I co-produced it with my longtime musical cohort, George the Tone Chaperone Bradfute. And I'm working on a new one with him right now. But winning praise from him can be difficult. And after all the smoke cleared and we'd been through the recording and the mixing and the mastering and all of it, he told me he liked this song. So it was, you got to know him. But it meant a lot to me. And I'm going to play it for you now. I think sometimes you write these songs and you don't know really what they're about, even though you wrote them till you play them live a few times or something. And what I figured out was that this song, I think, what it's about is that just because you find out something is false, if you had loved it, you might still miss it. So then you have to get over that before you can be relieved that you were duped. I held your hand, it felt like the first time. A hand it held fast in this whole life of mine. I thought reindeer could fly, fairy tales were all true. That was before I cried for an illusion of you. What's in a name? Never forget a face. Between pride and shame, it's a hell of a race. You swam to the shore, I sunk like a shoe, still reaching for my illusion of you. Then don't make much of a crutch. In the wink of an eye, I was caught in the clutch of a sad, stupid lie masquerading as truth. A poke in the eye, an illusion of you. I know, so close. I'll be alright, getting used to the feel. I see the light, it seems to be real. It's hard to let go of something untrue when it's all that you know, like my illusion of you. Then it don't make much of a crutch. And I wake up and I was caught in the clutch of a sad, stupid lie masquerading as truth. A poke in the eye, an illusion of you. I held your hand, it felt like the first time. A hand that held fast in this whole life of mine. I thought reindeer could fly, fairy tales were all true, and that was before I cried for my illusion of you. Thank you. If some kind soul would bring me any other kind of, this or any other kind of water, I'd appreciate it. I should have hit the stage more prepared. Well, you know, there's an old trick in music, sort of. You can have a sad topic, but if you set it to a lively beat, everybody wins. You get to have your sad song, and people get to rock, you know, and or juke, or honky-tonk, as the case may be. I mean, if you think about it, Ernest Tubbs walking the floor over you was a sad topic, but people honky-tonked to it real good. So anyway, I wrote this song with some fellow Hattiesburgers a long time ago, Susie Elkins and Bobby Field, and it was just sort of shelved. We never did anything with it, and when it came time to make the Night Without Love album, I thought, hey, I remember that song. I'm a sucker for one good line. If a song has one really good line, I want to do it, you know. And I'm sure it's Bobby's line, but there's a line in this song that says, there's one thing worse than crying like a baby. That's crying like a grown-up. It hit as quick as a wreck on the highway. All happened so fast. Sunday morning, over a cup of coffee, we laid our love to rest. I took it hard, I took it on the blind side. Yes, I took it pretty tough. One thing worse than crying like a baby is crying like a grown-up. Buried our love, it's no wonder. Might as well be 6 feet under. Buried our love, that's no lie. We let a good love die. Our love ran down like a wind-up play toy. Wound up, wound out. It wasn't you. It took off a running. It hit a wall and stopped. You said that you were all out of romance, so matter of fact. I guess I'll go and buy a wreath of flowers, but flowers won't bring our love back. We buried our love, it's no wonder. Might as well be 6 feet under. Buried our love, that's no lie. We let a good love die. Don't tell me that you want to bury our love. Can it be true that we buried our love? as quick as a wreck on the highway. All happened so fast. Sunday morning over a cup of coffee, we laid our love to rest. I took it hard, took it on the blind side. Guess I took it pretty tough. One thing worse than crying like a baby is crying like a grown-up. We buried our love, it's no wonder. Might as well be 6 feet under. Buried our love, that's no lie. We let a good love die. Buried our love, buried our love, buried our love. Thank you, and I apologize for the tuning. Guitars are very fickle. This guitar performed really good for the first half of the set last night, and it's been angry with me ever since then. You can measure how badly you want to play guitar by how many hours you've spent tuning, I think. Okay. Still terrible. That reminds me, I might as well do the first song I wrote with the great Dan Penn, who, if you don't know that name, thank you, wrote so many songs in the 60s, like, you know, Cry Like a Baby, Dark Into the Street, and Sweet Inspiration, and what's the one James and Bobby Purify did? That was a great one. Anyway, I'll think of it. I'm Your Puppet. I'm Your Puppet. So many others. Anyway, it was an honor to write with him. But he told me, he goes, you know, we went back and listened to those tapes back when we were taking all them pills and everything. Wasn't nothing there. Me and a boy from Louisiana tuned the guitar for 2 days. I think about that when I struggle with tuning this thing. Sometimes it tunes real good. Other times, it sounds like that. So, the late, great Jack Emerson was a manager of mine, and he hooked me up with a co-writing appointment with legendary Dan Penn. This is decades ago now, and, you know, I said, what do you want to do? And he knew what he wanted to do. So unlike me. He had an answer, right? He said, well, I've been wanting to write a song called Only a Fool. He doesn't talk like that. I don't know. He said, I've been wanting to write a song called Only a Fool. I said, well, I got this lick. And so we wrote this song, and that's what it's called. 2, 3. Been a fool for so long over you, with a love so strong this old heart just couldn't see what everybody else knew but me. I've been around enough to know when I've been had, body and soul deep down inside. I feel you walking all over my pride. Only a fool would go on hoping for what can never be. Since you've been gone, I've been hanging around moping foolishly. It cuts deep right to the bone in my heart. I've always known it's you for me. Even if it's a tragedy, only a fool would go on hoping for what can never be. I've been hanging around moping foolishly. You're playing with my heart, toying with my feelings, messing up my mind, tearing down my soul. You took me up so high, dropped me from the ceiling, took me for a ride. You think by now I'd know. Only a fool, only a fool. Well, I'm just your fool. I'll be your fool, all right. Only a fool would go on hoping for what can never be. Since you've been gone, I've been hanging around moping foolishly. Only a fool would go on hoping, only a fool like me. Since you've been gone, I've been hanging around moping, hanging around moping, hanging around, hanging around, hanging around. Thank you. Okay. Balladry. I know I can only get away with so much balladry. You have to realize that you can only do so much rocking and rolling with a flat top box guitar. However, it's a challenge I will take and face. His eye is on the sparrow, etc. And her daddy bought her a baby blue duster when she turned 17. Daddy was a fool to trust her when I was one little mean machine. Lord, you need horse sense to handle horsepower. Mama should have been a vein. The speedometer said 120 in the red. The license plate said Darlene. She was always in a hurry, trying to pass. Pedal to the middle as she gave it the gas. Rock and roll music, playing full blast. How long can you last, going that fast? She made a monkey of the county sheriff look away. She blew by 1,000,000 miles an hour, making those pine trees sway. Well, now this mama's daughter wasn't doing what she oughta, jumping curbs and skipping school. She done a donut in the lawn of the old folks' home. Sheriff let her off 'cause she was cute. She was always in a hurry, trying to pass. Pedal to the middle as she gave it the gas. Rock and roll music, playing full blast. How long can she last, going that fast? How long can she last? How long can she last? How long can she last, going that fast? Woo! Oh yeah. Why is that hard? Daddy was a mobile home magnate. He couldn't tell us, baby, no. He made so much cash off the trail of trash, thought he had to put on a show. She had a credit card from Neiman Marcus, a Frederick's over Hollywood. She showed the little boys things in the wildest dreams. They never thought they'd have it so good. She was always in a hurry, trying to pass. Pedal to the middle as she gave it the gas. Rock and roll music, playing full blast. How long can she last, going that fast? How long can she last? How long can she last? How long can she last, going that fast? Woo! How long can she last? How long can can she last? How long can she last? Going that fast, woo! How long can she last? Going that fast. Thank you. How many of you heard the interview I did with Houston's border radio, Susan Darrow, earlier in the week? See, there you go. Is it archived somewhere on the site? kpft.org, right? There you go. She did an excellent job. She asked me questions that I like to be asked, and it showed she had done her homework and was paying attention and gave the illusion that she really dug the stuff, and maybe she did. She's nodding. She said she did. Thank you so much. That was really a fun thing. I'm loved by dozens, and your response to the question really confirmed that hypothesis. But you're here tonight. Thank you again for being here. And you folks out there in the flickering glow. Okay, another song. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's no joke. Admit it. Well, I got you this far. Stick with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now you drive an old car with a junkyard hood, but it's all paid for and it runs real good. Why you wanna trade it? Get you where you wanna go. If you find yourself a new one, how you gonna get the dough? Now if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's no joke. Admit it. Well, I got you this far. Stick with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now listen, don't go to the doctor just because you don't feel good. He'll get you a prescription for a pill. You only had a symptom, now you got a side effect. You think you feel bad now, just wait. Oh, wait till you get the bill. The love of your life is the life you love to lead. You got a little family and a baby on your knee. Well, look out, here comes trouble in the short skirt up the street. Forbidden fruit is tempting, but that don't make it sweet. Now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, y'all. That's no joke. Admit it. Well, I got you this far. Stick with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hey, yeah, if it ain't broke, woo! Don't fix it. That's no joke. Admit it. Well, I got you this far. Stick with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. My mind was out on I-10 in the rain. Ain't nothing broke around here. Shut up that toolbox. You don't know what you're talking about. A lot of miles living in that thing. I know one thing. Stick with it. You bound to get it. Thank you. This song was written by my old pal Bobby Field, and it just languished in a publisher's vault for a long time. Our good pal Kent Omar Dykes had sung it, but it was never released. And now a few more people have done it. Because, I'm loved by dozens. People going to pick up on and everything, emulate me, and everything's, roughly equivalent to Elton John type effect, Not. It's called I'm Not Just Anybody's Fool. Well, I'm not just anybody's fool. I only play that part for you. For a smile from you, there's not much I wouldn't do, but I'm not just anybody's fool. Well, I'm not just anybody's clown, but I'll bring the house down for you. So remember when you're laughing with the crowd that I'm not just anybody's clown. I put aside my pride for a chance to win your love. One kiss is enough to make me desperate for your touch. An ordinary fool would have given up and gone. It takes a perfect fool to keep hanging on and on. Well, I'm not just anybody's fool. I'm not just anybody's fool. I only play that part for you. For a chance with you, there's not much I wouldn't do, but I'm not, oh no, just anybody's fool. I only play that part for you. So remember when you're laughing with the crowd that I'm not just anybody's fool. No, I'm not just anybody's fool. No, I'm not just anybody's fool. Thank you. We got Bob Williams to play steel on this song on the last album, on the Night Without Love album, and I sat right there and I played my Telecaster and he played his steel. It was so much fun and everything. And I always wanted to do this song. It's quick. If you don't dig it, it'll be over soon. And Stoney Edwards never got the due he was due, because he died. And Chip Taylor wrote and produced for him. Now, if you think about it, Chip Taylor wrote Angel of the Morning. Songwriter would die to have written that song. And Wild Thing. He could have quit. But, he was John Voight's brother and Angelina Jolie's uncle. He was not going to quit. And he didn't. And so he worked with Stoney Edwards, and I think he wrote this song, and I've recorded it. Maybe he hates it. I haven't heard from him. I took liberty with one tiny aspect of the lyric. You know how they react to that in the creative world. But I like it. Goes like this. Sometimes a man's gotta get it together. Lately I've been feeling a little left out. And I don't claim to know nothing about something that I know nothing about. But I feel a heartbreak coming and I've got to hold on to something, and someday I'll wake up and find that you've gone with your somebody else. I'm holding on to myself. I know I ain't had much schooling. There's a whole lot of things you know more than I do. But me, I've got this feeling about feelings and the way they're showing through. I feel a heartbreak coming and I've got to hold on to something, and someday I'll wake up and find that you've gone with your somebody else. I'm holding on to myself. I'm holding on to myself. I'm holding on to me. Thank you for putting up with me. Here's more of that animalistic beat. I got what it takes to be your love, a gift, a gab, now and a feather touch. Check out a banker's bankroll in my pocket. Let you drive my road rocket, little girl. Oh, you're what I need. You get my hot spot, yes indeed. You fire me up, there's no doubt. Now it's a flame I can't put out. I'm burning for you, baby. Condition red. I got a fever for you, baby. I got a bumblebee inside of my head. Bumblebee inside of my head. My clothes stand out in a crowd. The girls can't see you if you don't dress loud. I'm not handsome, what a lacking looks. I compensate for about the way I hoochie coochie like dancing. Hold my coat, I can flop like a fish in the bottom of a boat. My beat is a rockin', I'm a rocket fool. They warned you about me in Bible school. I'm burning for you, baby. Huh. Condition red, red, red. I got a fever for you, baby. I got a bumblebee inside of my head. Bumblebee inside of my head. Live at Leeds. Little girl, oh, you're what I need. You're hitting my hot spot, yes indeed. You fire me up, there's no doubt. Now it's a flame I can't put out. I'm burning for you, baby. Woo! Condition red, I got a fever for you, baby. I got a bumblebee inside of my head. Bumblebee inside of my head. Bumblebee inside of my head. Bumblebee inside my head. Thank you. Dancing on the foot switches. Lord of mercy. It ain't the heat, it's the humility. I was born and raised almost this far south, and I used to get that new windbreaker jacket, you know, at Shaneberg's in the fall, but you never could wear it. You'd come home from school with it tied around your waist. Leave It to Beaver's dad wore the sweater all the time when he was not in the suit. TV sort of told us as Southerners that we were dumb, but then I went north. I mean, we had an elephant at the zoo. I could hear the lions roar in the morning from the Camper Park Zoo. We had a slot car track for a shining moment. That was fun. We had 2 places where you could buy name brand guitars. In their wisdom, the city fathers have leveled the buildings and put nothing in their places. That's now, the Rock and Roll Justice League is going to get some satisfaction on that. But you know, so I talked to people that were from like Western Massachusetts to go, we had to drive 100 miles to see a guitar. Okay. And what state did Elvis come from? Speaking of Elvis, oh yeah, that's a great seg. You know, they celebrate, or they did the birthday, and they should, of course, Elvis is our king, in January, but they were kind of celebrating the death day. Did that fall out of favor? Because that would have been August. I didn't hear anything about it. Could have been all the death and destruction and, you know, biblical levels of fires and heat waves that circumvented the news from the grave of the king. But I hate it when you run into an Elvis detractor, because, I mean, he was the cow catcher for being a rock star. It's like nobody gave him a pamphlet on how to do it. And there he and I are. I know, fool. Thank you, sir. There's Webb Wilder and Elvis Presley, 2 icons of music. This was an amazing day. This was an amazing day. We did this really expensive music video for our Island record in '89, and our manager said, if the label wants to spend money on you, let them, even though they probably charge it all back to you. So I was at Graceland guiding a bunch of retail record store buyers through Graceland on Island Records' dime. They flew them in there, literally. I've been a tour guide at Graceland. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you, that's amazing. And so anyway, this song says a lot about it. It's called TCB Yodel Number 9. Well, there's about 10 billion people who'll back me up on this, from the piss poor post hole digger to the rocket scientist. Hell, I bet you can't find a preacher who don't like burning love, and your band's a bunch of weak sisters if they can't play Rip It Up. And if you don't think Elvis was the king, baby, I feel sorry for you. You don't think he was number 1, you're full of number 2. Well, now every 2-bit tabloid had bad things to say, from New York City to La La Land, as in his state he lay. If you don't think he paid for his sins, try paying for a few of your own. This serpent's tongues can't reach him now. He's at peace in his heavenly home. And if you don't think Elvis was the king, honey, I feel sorry for you. If you don't think he was number 1, you're full of number 2. Well, now maybe he couldn't spell pneumonia, but he did know a thing or two. Yeah, he knew how to flat out get it, and it to me and you. He kicked open the door for those who came before with a joy that has never been known. So let's drink to his grave, dance on his grave, rock and roll away the stone. And if you don't think Elvis was the king, honey, I feel sorry for you. If you don't think he was number 1, you're full of number 2. Even though Bob Dylan knows the words to Moody Blue. If you don't think he was number 1, you're full of number 2. One more thing. Yeah, no, even those Beatles who could rock it right through the roof would probably be the first ones to admit there wasn't an Elvis in the groove. And if you don't think Elvis was the king, baby, I feel sorry for you. If you don't think he was number one, you're full of number two. If you don't think Elvis was the king, baby, I feel sorry for you. Thank you. I've had it. I'm going to drastic measures now. This guitar is making me look less talented than I already am. Is your heart filled with pain? Should I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you tuning tonight? Now I'm standing there without any hair, plus tax. I moved to Nashville years ago right next to rock and roll royalty. It was the widow of the only dead Jordanaire. She was a wonderful neighbor, and she told us all those stories about the early days when Elvis first, his hair was beautifully brown, you know. She was there when he dyed it black the first time, and he got the dye all over the place, and she had to help him get cleaned up. There was a time when gods walked the earth. All right, then. I traced little footprints in the snow. I traced little footprints in the snow. I blessed the happy day Maggie lost her way. Stalking is okay in bluegrass, I gather. But you know, Jimmy Martin, the dark angel of bluegrass, he's like the Jerry Lee Lewis of bluegrass. And he had the bluegrass drinking song that I love, right? There aren't many of those, I don't think. I got a past that'll last me forever, and enough memories for life. The one I love is coming back never. Oh, I've got my future on ice. Bottles and cans that just fit my hand and chill to the right Fahrenheit. Love let me down, now a true friend I've found. Oh, I've got my future on ice. I'm trying to think of something to play. Okay, thank you. I was telling somebody this story earlier. You know, I had wonderful aunts and uncles and cousins, and none of them were apparently as into rock and roll and stuff as I was, and I just figured out they're wonderful people and they're square, right? I didn't really assess the situation properly, you know. My dad fought the Nazis. My mother survived a hard-scrabble, rural, motherless poverty. My aunt Montressa Wilder lived in Nicaragua with a pet ocelot. Pretty hip. And I got pictures to prove it. And but then here's the real corker. So my Aunt Lillian, I thought she just had good barbecued chicken and her husband had a furniture store. Well, she had an iconic record label that closed about the time I was born called Trumpet Records. And they recorded some people like Sonny Boy Williamson and Elmore James. So I retracted my prior theory about my relatives. And what a thing that was to discover. I was already playing in garage bands and stuff, you know. So it blew my mind. And this also blew my mind. I was telling my good friend David a little earlier, I was born on Pete Townshend's birthday. Didn't hurt him any. And I have a high watt amp to prove it. And I wasn't born with it. That would have been hard on Mom. But anyway, Pete Townshend's a great songwriter. The album Tommy, which is truly iconic, has one cover song on it, right? He wrote everything else. And he embellished this one a little bit. This gentleman knows what it is, right? It's Eyesight to the Blind by Sonny Boy Williamson that my Aunt Lillian produced the original version of, right? And I think Pete probably got it from Mose Allison. And so, you know, Sonny Boy's blues, right? It's like, well, you can talk about your woman. I wish to God you could see mine, right? The Who are from England. This is much more Episcopal. The way they did it, like, talk about you, woman. I wish you could see mine. Whoa, talk about your woman. I wish you could see mine. Connecting those dots really blew my mind. I'd like to play you a trumpet song that's a little more obscure by a different artist, Willie Love and the Three Aces. This is a very unique song because there aren't any other songs like this to my knowledge. In the song, the guy is really looking forward to going to his intended's funeral so he can drive his brand new shiny car there, as it is a dress-up event. It's called the V8 Ford Blues. I'm gonna get a pair of Hogans to come and dig your grave. I'll bring my pickaxe and shovel so I can chunk dirt down in your face. I'll be right down at your burying. I'm riding in my V8 Ford. Because you think you're so wise, darling. Girl, I declare you just don't know. Now when you join your insurance, get your sick and accident too. You better watch your step, girl. Something might happen to you. I'll be right down at your burying. I'm riding in my V8 Ford. Because you think you're so wise, darling. Girl, I declare you just don't know. I get my gas in the morning, I check my oil late at night. Then I don't have to worry, I know everything's alright. I'll be right down at your burying. I'm riding in my V8 Ford. Cold-blooded, that's cold-blooded. Because you think you're so wise, darling. Girl, I declare you just don't know. To get the doctor, get the undertaker too. And the three of us gonna figure out, girl, what did become of you. I'll be right down at your burying. I'm riding in my V8 Ford. Because you think you're so wise, darling. Girl, I declare you just don't know. Yeah. Thank you. I just saw a thing. I'm a big Instagram guy, right? And I encourage you to follow me there. And your comments are welcome. I just saw Marty Stewart and Dolly Parton on stage in Marty's hometown of Philadelphia, Mississippi, right? Because Marty is amazing, and he's got this country congress thing going there and revitalized the Ellis Theater and has gotten great country artists to play there. I mean, Dolly Parton, wow, that's like getting Cher there, or bigger than that, really. So they were doing this song, and it's funny because I'm sure Marty first heard it by Porter and Dolly. I first heard it by The Move from Manchester, England. And it started life in Greenwich Village. I think it's a Tom Paxton or one of those guys, one of those village folky guy, right? Last thing on my mind, Susan? Is it Tom Paxton? She's going to say yes. Door number 3. And anyway, I just thought of that. I'll do you a little tiny snippet of it. It's a lesson too late for the learning, yeah. It's made of sand, it's made of sand. In the wink of an eye, my soul is turning, yeah. In your hand, in your hand. Are you going away with not a word of farewell? Will there be not a trace left for me to find? Well, I could have loved you better. I didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. Long blonde hair and your eyes are blue. The only thing I ever got from you was sorrow. Sorrow. You're acting funny, spending all my money. You're out there playing your high-class games. That's sorrow. Sorrow. With your long blonde hair, I couldn't sleep last night. With your long blonde hair, you never do what you know you oughta. Something tells me you're the devil's daughter. Sorrow, sorrow. Last night with your long blonde hair. I try so hard, but I can't resist. I never knew just how much I miss her. Sorrow, sorrow. With your long blonde hair and your eyes are blue. With your long blonde hair and your eyes are blue. With your long blonde hair and your eyes. The Human Fade. Thank you. Oh gosh. I can't even read my writing. Okay, let's see. Work hard, rock hard, eat hard, sleep hard, grow big. Wear glasses if you need them. The Webb Wilder Credo. And we have the t-shirts here tonight and a bunch of other stuff. And those of you out there in the cybersphere, you can get it at webbwilder.com. And with that, Webb Wilder violated ancient treaties of interstellar beings, unwittingly unleashing a panoply of demons. What's the new word that gets used too much? It's not megasphere or unisphere, it's the something verse, the multiverse. Come on. Verse, get to the chorus, right? Okay. Okay, capo time. Capo time. I hate these things. They make the guitar sound good, but you know my relationship with tuning. walks with me and he talks with me. Song about Groucho Marx. What a guy that guy was. And we always thought it was Chico, right? I've watched interviews with Dick Cavity. He pronounced it Chico. Chico was the ladies' man, apparently. So, you know, I tell people we hit the big time and bounced off. And that's the way it felt, you know, in the sort of astronomical, whatever that's not the right word, rise back in the late 80s. You know, it's like, got that indie record, got some press, we're touring a lot, people like us, we're rocking, we got that major deal, we went to Europe, you know, and so all that was happening. People thought, hey, these guys could do something. So then in Nashville, it's a songwriter town. They come out of the woodwork with their cassettes at the time. And I can't say I liked all those songs, you know. I've recorded a lot of songs that I didn't write, so I don't even like my songs. But these friends of ours who we knew to be good songwriters came to me and appealed to my ego. I suppose they said, we wrote you a song. Oh, thank you. So it is an interesting song, and I've been playing it all these years since like 1985. It's kind of my Margaritaville minus the money. Because it's kind of a lifestyle thing, you know. The guy in the song is enjoying life. It's called Poolside. I got a nice apartment, got a window with a view. I get up every morning and I go down to the pool. Everybody's pretty, everybody's nice, everybody's got a little something on ice. I never go swimming, cause that ain't cool. But every day you're gonna find me hanging around the pool. Poolside, baby, laying in the sun. My dark sunglasses, yeah, and the radio on. Sitting in a chase lounge, grease down, turning brown, let it hit 103. I'll be poolside if you're looking for me. Every woman in the place has got a novel in the face. You know they didn't come here to read. They're looking for a man with a dark brown tan. Every now and then I catch them looking at me. I got a little white cooler, I got a nice cold beer in my hand. I really got it made, about it puts me in the shade. I got a full-time job working on my tan. Poolside, baby, laying in the sun with my dark sunglasses, the radio on. Sitting in a chair lounge, greased down, turning brown, let it hit 103. I'll be poolside if you're looking for me. Woo! Luxuriation, sweeping the wilder nation. It's a wonderful world we live in. Just a few basic common sense rules. No running, no pushing, no profanity, and no dogs. No dogs. No dogs. No dogs at poolside. Laying in the sun with my dark sunglasses, yeah, and the radio on. Sitting in a chair lounge, greased down, turning brown, let it hit 103. I'll be poolside, strictly on the cool side. Honey, I'll be poolside if you're looking for me. Poolside, yes, I'm strictly on the cool side. Honey, I'll be poolside if you're looking for me. Poolside if you're looking for me. Thank you. I was really a spoiled brat when I was a kid, and so I asked him for a horse about 1,000 times, and I got one, but nobody told me how to ride a horse. So the horse had two things he liked to do: run me under a tree or do nothing, no matter how hard you kick him, you know. But I looked good in my Sears Roy Rogers hat, I'll tell you what. So then later I had a horse that I could ride if you could catch him. And then it all came back like malaria in the 90s, and I suddenly had 4 of them. And I was obsessed with it all, and I was reading up on cowboy history and everything, and the lingo and all the stuff. And you have to realize it's a big country, right? And pre-media, people had, isolated linguistic communities. They talked this way on this side of the mountain and that way on the, and things like that. So I don't know where or when they use this phrase, but it's a good one to describe something we've all seen in movies and television, be it, knights in armor, because they had horses, right, and a castle, or cowboys with a ranch, or cavalrymen with a fort. The horse will come back to wherever home is, whether the rider's on him or not. And if the horse, comes into this place and there's a saddle on him and there's no rider, you know something happened. So while the horse is still running like that with no rider and a saddle, the cowboys would say, "He's carrying the news to Mary." Had to write that song. Here it is. The nighthawk said he seen the damnedest thing. It was the little blue roan out of Billy's string, with his centerfire rig, McCarty reins, carrying the news to Mary. Thunder on the bed ground, Cavett got spooked, bull calf moan as when the lid blew. By morning I can tell you there were more than a few, carrying the news to Mary. Prairie dog hole takes upon his leg, Buckaroo takes a fall and he claims his fate. Wild bull vine grind his bones to dust, his 6-shooter lay on the prairie to rust. You got to play a hand, win, lose, or draw. Got to take a look, see to know what you saw. A riderless horse against a handless sky is a sobering sight when the wind is high. The nighthawk said he seen the damnedest thing. It was that little blue roan out of Billy's string, with his centerfire rig, McCarty reins, carrying the news to Mary. Widow woman weeping, asking everyone why. Punches at a loss for words, tears in their eyes. Old Blue standing there pawing at the ground, windmill groaning is the only other sound. Man saddles up, starts making tracks. There ain't no way of knowing if he's coming back. Hey, the nighthawk said he seen the damnedest thing. It was the little blue road out of Billy's string, where they set a fire, a toddy rays, carrying the news to Mary. Carrying the news to Mary. Carrying the news to Mary. Carrying the news. Hit 'em up, move 'em out. I just took the capo off and I have another capo song I can do. Okay. I wrote this song with a fellow named John Hadley. He's co-written a lot of songs with a lot of people. He's great at it. John, we love you if you're out there in whatever we call it, the multiverse. You know, with those Marvel comic book heroes making them big checks and everything. A lot of spandex and everything, a lot of CG, gee whiz. Anyway, we wrote this song. And the line John liked, it was my best line in the song, was, I wear a demolition derby with a railroad tie. I wish I could have kept that imagery up. a rough and tumble guy. Don't mess with me, or you know why. We're a demolition derby with a railroad tie. I'm a rough and tumble guy. I got a song that I can sing. I got a guitar, I can make it ring. Ain't gonna worry about the by and by. I'm a rough and tumble guy. Been known to fall, but I get back up. Don't try and tell me I ain't tough enough. I'll be rocking till the day I die. I'm a rough and tumble guy. You wanna fuss, you wanna fight. I ain't afraid of nothing going bump in the night. Been hit by lightning right between the eyes. I'm a rough and tumble guy. Been known to fall, but I get back up. Don't try and tell me I ain't tough enough. I'll be rocking till the day I die. I'm a rough and tumble guy. I've been to hell and back again. Brought back some barbecue for all my friends. Man, it was smoking, that's no lie. Woo! I'm a rough and tumble guy. Been known to fall, but I get back up. Try and tell me I ain't tough enough. The day I die, I'm a rough and tumble guy. On the fall, but I get back up. Try and tell me I ain't tough enough. I'll be rocking till the day I die. I'm a rough and tumble guy. I'm a rough and tumble guy. Woo! I'm a rough and tumble guy. Thank you. Oh, Lord. Don't ever ask me to sing at a funeral. I'm a honky-tonk singer. I've sung in church twice, and I forgot the lyrics both times. But it's especially bad when it's a funeral because you're all upset anyway about the loss of a friend, as was the case in this story. And my mother was in a nursing home. I had just seen her. Saw a lot of old people, not old people, they were old actually, but people from my past that produced all sorts of memories. This was quite a few years ago, and I was trying to process it all on the way back to Nashville, and I decided to let myself off the hook. I said, you know, life is a big deal. You're not supposed to understand it. You're stupid. You know, not that, but I mean, you know, we don't have all the answers. Thank God. People might beat you up and want the codes, you know. So I decided life is a big deal and wrote this song. The big deal of it all has brought me to my knees many times before. It just won't give me peace. I try and look away. It's much too big a view. It's all that I can say, all that I can do. I think I know it all. I think that I'm so smart. Still my IQ falls. Speaking from my heart, the timing isn't right. I get the words all wrong. I think that's why tonight I'm setting down this song. My heart is overfull. My eyes are open wide. I can feel the pull strong from either side. I won't look away. I've got my courage up. I'm not ashamed to say that I believe in love. Can't turn my back on you. I never learned that trick. I tell you what we'll do. Don't think about it quick. We'll put our fears aside. We'll fill our hearts with love. We'll do away with pride. Forgiveness is the stuff, the big deal of it all has left its mark on me. The lights out in the hall, that makes it hard to see. I try and stay on track. I've got a ways to go. It's too late to turn back. It's too soon to know. La la la. Thank you. Born and raised Hattiesburg, Mississippi. It would swell in the summers because the National Guard was there, right? You know, and I guess there were certain type of women that were attracted to them, maybe. And there was a club at the edge of town run by a dubious character called the Stone Toad. So I was in this band in high school called Fire Truck, and we played like deep cuts by the Move and stuff like that. We were not the right band for the Stone Toad and the National Guardsmen and their concubines. But that was back in the day when they would book you for like a week at a time. Well, I'm like in the 12th grade. I'm 17. Somebody thinks we'd be a good idea. We were not. We didn't make it through the week. We got fired like by Wednesday or Thursday. But I'm going to school in the morning, you know. And they're telling me to get my hair cut, and I'd already gotten it cut. It pissed me off, and I quit high school, got a college degree. Kiss my ass, S.H. Blair. And you know, the theme for Queen for a Day was playing in my head as I went to get my papers in the office. I didn't realize it was God Save the Queen. I just knew it was the theme song to that cheesy TV show, Queen for a Day. Dum, da, da, dum, dum, dum. Took me about 6 years to get a 4-year degree. But anyway, I imagine the character in this song dancing in the strobe light at the Stone Toad. I was telling David about this earlier. This song was by a band from the Mississippi Gulf Coast that never attained stardom called the One-Way Street. And of course I've recorded it, right? Because I've recorded 2 of their songs. And this is one of them. It's the sad tale of the yard dog. In our neighborhood that thinks he's so slick, but he's just a yard dog, baby. He better learn his lesson quick. Each day he tries to walk you home. He's playing with my favorite bone. Hit the road, go home alone. Yard dog, you better back off. Woo! Better back off me, baby. You've been messing with my chicken. Yard dog had a girlfriend, they called her Madam Rhoda Rooter. She left the yard dog sitting for a cat hung on a motor scooter. Woo! He's a butt without a gal. All he'll do is sit and howl. Can't have my gal to be his pal. Yard dog, you better back off. Look out, baby. The yard dog at a night spot, making with the local tradition. Got to grooving with the music, jumped off the air condition. The boss showed up, said you're not with it. The chick is up, you've gone and did it. Pack your things, go home and get it. Yard dog, you better back off. Hey! Better back off me, y'all dog. All right, gotta muzzle you up. Do the alligator, monkey frog. Ow! All right, back off, y'all dog. You shouldn't have jumped on that air conditioner out of the stone toad. You see what I'm saying? Thank you. That ain't bluegrass. I know it ain't bluegrass. Oh, yeah. So we were back to playing the Shelter or somewhere. The band broke up at a club called the Wrecked Reflection. That was out on Edward Street. Thank you. I earned myself another Topo Chico. Not to be confused with the Italian mouse that was so often Topo Gigio on Ed Sullivan. Eddie. I know you paid for a real show. I'm sorry. I want to be more like me. I want to be who I'm supposed to be. I want to do all the things I'm supposed to do. I want to find out what is real, get a feel for the deal. And then I kinda got a feeling I won't have no feelings for you. You meant everything to me, but now your memory won't set me free. So I try to make peace now with my feelings for you. Because they say that when you're dead, you're done. That's a race that's done been run. I want to have some fun before my time is through. Ain't studied on the Buddhists, it's on my to-do list. I'll get around to it somehow. They must know on to something, that chanting sound like humming. You know they got a message in this baby being out. So it seems to me that the future's never plain to see. You got to fake it till you make it, 'cause you can't change your past no how. So go ahead and get on the right track. Let me tell you, Jack, there's no time like the present I'm talking about right now. Everything was groovy like something in a movie. Girl, you know we had it going on. Then you went and left me, yeah, that upset me. But now I know it's always dark at right before the dawn. So it seems to me that the past is history. The future is a mystery, and the time is now to go ahead and get on the right track. Let me tell you, Jack, you got to shake it till you break it, and it don't hurt to fake it no how. That's not right. Shake it, don't break it. If you make it, you can take it. That was a long drive today. I want to be more like me, and I'm starting right now. Wow. Thank you. That's a motel band chord. There are no bands in motels anymore, though. But Neil Young makes this chord hip. We'll be right back after, Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. It's webbwilder.com. You can hear me running my mouth and playing great records at WMOT.org, Roots Radio. Got some merchandise here. This is the last song. The light is blinking. Not the last song ever. There'll be others singing songs after I'm gone. Perhaps they'll sing mine when the dust blows me into the wind like Journey. Or did they have the Wheel in the Sky? Dust in the Wind was Kansas, right? Yeah. Kmart Prague. Joe Walsh really had the blue collar Prague with like Life's been good. He had all the synth stuff going and everything. Very clever young man, that Walsh. Anyway, I'm going to do this one for you. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. The Mucky Duck. Saw the ad in the paper, said to hell with it. All took a gig with the circus as the human cannonball. Thanks, Mucky Duck. It didn't take long to learn my fate. My very first show, man, I blew the folks away. Now the job's a little risky. I'm my own boss. I got to tell you now, it really gets me off. I live in a tent with the world's strongest man. When I met the mother like that broke my hand. My baby, she's a lady in the high wire act. When I'm feeling tense, she walks on my back. Now the pay's okay, benefits are great. Get to shoot the bull with the world's smartest tape. Well, I'm the human cannonball. Hey, I'm the human cannonball. Oh, y'all. I'm a hot shot, I'm a cool breeze. Underneath the big top, I'm the big cheese. I lay it on the line, let it all hang. When I go, least I know I go with a bang. Reckon I'm living every kid's dream. It's a buzz, it's a gas, it's a real scream. Yeah, I'm the human cannonball. Well, I'm the human cannonball. Oh, yeah. All right, folks. Snow cone, enjoy the show. They put me on the cover of the USA Today. Show the world what the human cannonball got to say. On the Carson Show, ZHC, what you do, you got to be right out of your tree. It's a little risky, I'm my own boss. I got to tell you now, it really gets me off. I'm the human cannonball. Well, I'm the human cannonball. Oh, yeah. Woo! Yeah, I'm the human cannonball. Well, I'm the human cannonball. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.